Hope everybody's doing well. It's been a few weeks since I've posted a video. I've been enjoying every little bit of summer that we have here in Ottawa. Tomorrow morning I have a flight from Montreal's airport at 7 a.m. towards Cayo Coco. This week I will be visiting the Valentin Cayo Cruz. By now I have posted a cinematic video as well as a uncut tour with my pros and cons of this property, which I will be leaving a link at the end. What to expect in this video: we will be looking at my room, the pools, the buffets, some of the a la carte restaurants, the 24-hour snack bar, the gym, and of course, the beach. Just in case that you're not aware, my goal for 2025 is to go and visit 9 resorts. This will be my 5th of this year. Tonight I have a hotel reservation next to Montreal's airport at the Novotel. This is my go-to location whenever I fly from Montreal's airport. I will be leaving all the information in the description box below, as well as all the resorts that you will find on this channel. If you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. I will see you guys later at the hotel. I just arrived at the Novotel. I'm just starting to get comfortable here. I'll just show you guys quickly around my room. On the right, if you need an iron board, they have you covered. On the left, you will find your washroom. They do have a hair dryer. You have shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. On the right, you will find a beer fridge and a safe in case that you need it. King size bed. As you can see, there's a few couches, flat screen TV, and this is room 231. Just heading downstairs, gonna go have a quick bite to eat. That's it, here we go. The border crossing in Montreal was a breeze. Now it's time for breakfast. Currently going at the U-Bar. They usually open at 4 a.m. And here we are right now. This is my first night here at the resort. We are Thursday, and on Thursdays, right next door at the market, they do have an event for the repetitive guest. So this is where I will be heading tonight. Day number 1 here at the Valentin Cayo Cruz. As I mentioned earlier, my flight from Montreal's airport yesterday was at 7 a.m. I landed in Cayo Coco at 11. We left the airport at noon, arrived to the resort slightly before 1 p.m. To be exact, the trip was 57 minutes. Upon my arrival, I had the royal service greeting, which I was not expecting. They showed me around the property. My room was ready, so I was able to get comfortable in my room. It is important to know that we are September long weekend. It is low season. I think there is 546 rooms here and only 60 booked. That being said, the buffet is only open for breakfast and lunch, and they have the a la carte restaurants for dinner. I believe they have the Cuban, the seafood, and the Italian. last night, which was Thursday. Right next door at the market, they had the repetitive guest event. This is where I went. I believe they had some pork, corn on the cob, and some other little bites to eat. They also had a Cuban show going on. I didn't stay for a long time, maybe for an hour. There was a lot of mosquitoes. Came back to the resort, went to the lobby, had a few drinks, and I called it a night. Woke up at 8:30 this morning, which is pretty late for me. Went at the lobby, had a few coffees. Then I went at the gym. The equipment here is fairly new. The resort opened in 2019. I had a pretty good workout. Now I'm just gonna go and enjoy the pools. Heading out to my first a la carte restaurant, which is the Seafood. Day number 2 and another beautiful day here in Cayo Cruz. Last night I had my first a la carte restaurant, which was the Seafood. But in my opinion, it was more like a Mexican and a Cuban style menu. For starters, I had some kind of Mexican beans, which was pretty good. And then my main course was some beef served with some plantain. And for my dessert, I had a birthday cake. Yes, yesterday it was my 47th birthday and I got to spend it here in Cuba. After dinner, we went right beside the lobby bar. There is some kind of sports bar. We got to play pool and we had a few drinks. Went to bed roughly around 2 a.m. Woke up at 8:30 this morning. I still have the same routine. Had a few coffees at the lobby and then I went at the gym. Here's the gym situation. I'm usually at the gym for an hour to an hour and a half. As I mentioned earlier, the gym here is fairly new. The hotel opened in 2019. I had a pretty good workout. After my gym session, I went for breakfast, and this is what they have to offer. They do have some eggs here. In some areas they offer a premix, but here we're lucky enough to have some eggs. You also have a variety of fruits, vegetables, and meats. As I mentioned earlier, the buffet is only open for breakfast and lunch. Yesterday the main buffet was open, but today they have transferred everything at the El Rancho Playa, which is the beach restaurant next to the main pool. What you will find here is a small selection of cheese, some fruits, cold cuts, pastries. There is a juice area and a pancake and egg station. Yes, there is some real eggs here. It is not a premix, and there is some bacon. But keep in mind that everything comes and goes here in Cuba. I was told that there is a lobster tail waiting for me at the beach, and after that I will be checking out the lunch buffet. Let's start with the beach bar slash beach grill. They had a lobster tail ready for me for lunch. Back home, I don't usually eat any seafood, but when I'm on the islands, I will try it out for sure. The lobster tail was really good, but this is not on the menu. As I mentioned, the main buffet is currently closed. Breakfast and lunch is at the Caribbean restaurant, also known as the El Rancho Playa, which is located next to the main pool. As you come in, there is a appetizer station. You will find some cold cuts, cheese, crackers, fruits, and pasta salad. Right beside it, there is a dessert station. My main course was baked chicken and some white rice, which was pretty good. Heading out to my second a la carte restaurant. As I mentioned earlier, it is low season, so the buffet is closed for dinner. Currently, right now, they're sending everybody at the Caribbean location, also called, I believe, the El Rancho. So I'm not sure exactly what's the theme for tonight, but let's go and check it out. Last night I went to my second a la carte restaurant, which was Cuban style. For starters, I had a pumpkin cream. My main course was some chicken and white rice. And for dessert, I just had some little pastries. For the rest of the day, I will be spending it at the beach bar and at the pool bar. Heading out to my third a la carte restaurant. Everything has been directed to the El Rancho Playa location. So moving forward, everything will be a surprise. Last night, the theme for dinner was the Italian. As soon as you walked in the restaurant, there was a little appetizer bar where you could find some cold cuts, cheese, fruits, and crackers. My main course was the Alfredo, and for dessert, I just had some fruits. Despite having most of the restaurants closed here, I think that they're doing a pretty good job with the variety, and the food is pretty good. As you can see, it's another beautiful day here in Cayo Cruz. But now I think it's time for a room tour. I am in Bungalow 5, room 5209, and this is the room category. On the left, as soon as you walk in, there is a closet. You will find an iron board, a bathrobe, and this is where I put my luggage as well. The toilet. In the middle is the vanity area. There is a hair dryer. Next to it is the shower. There is a glass window. You can look at your room and at the beautiful view outside. I have to say that there's not a lot of water pressure coming in from the vanity area, but there is a lot of pressure and hot water from the shower. Here we have another closet. On top you will find some extra blankets. Underneath is a safe. You just need to put in your 4-digit number followed by the pound key. And just to reopen it, you just need to put in your 4-digit number. Underneath is 3 drawers. As we walk in the room, I do have 2 double-sized beds. On each side of the bed are some night tables. This is where I put all my electronics. And there is also some outputs for your electronics. Here we have a coffee station. Underneath is the beer fridge, where you will find 2 beers, 2 pops, and 2 waters. They will replenish those every day. Here we have just a small chair, just in case I want to do some work. And we have a flat screen TV. And this is the view from my balcony. The cleaning crew comes here at least twice a day just to make sure that I have everything that I need, such as water and clean towels. In my opinion, this is probably the best room in this resort. This was my room tour. This is part of the Allegiance package. This includes a special greeting upon your arrival in an air-conditioned area with a complimentary drink, a 30-minute massage, late checkout, premium drinks, Allegiance private location on the property, a nice ocean view, a butler, and the cleaning crew will come at least twice a day just to refresh your room. Also making sure that you have plenty of water, beers, and clean towels. The word is, for tonight, for dinner, we will have a Cuban-style a la carte restaurant. As I mentioned earlier, last night we had the Cuban-style a la carte restaurant. As soon as you come in, you have your typical appetizer bar. For entrance, I did have the potato soup. My main course was the Valentin-style beef, served with some rice and vegetables. My dessert was the creme brulee. Yes, at this point everything is pretty much repetitive, but they do have everything that I need here. It is currently 4 p.m. The cleaning crew came for a second time. They refreshed all my room, folded some of my clothes, redid my bed. I have some new towels. They replenished my fridge as well. So I currently have 4 water bottles, the 2 Fantas that I never drink all week, and I do have 3 beers. And the moment you've been waiting for. Let's go and check out the beach. The sand at this beach is like a fine powder, but unfortunately there is a lot of seaweeds. I think it's been like this for a few weeks or perhaps a few months. 2 nights ago we had a huge thunderstorm and that brought more seaweeds. In the morning the ocean is pretty much all clear, but in the afternoon you're starting to have a buildup. I am currently looking to find the boat that was here last year, but unfortunately it's all gone. I remember this is where I did a video and the boat used to be roughly around here. As I mentioned earlier, despite all the weeds on the beach, in the morning the ocean is pretty clear. Yes, in the afternoon a build-up will start. The main buffet is currently closed. Breakfast and lunch is located at the Caribbean restaurant, while for dinner there is 3 a la carte restaurants open. They do a rotation between the Cuban, the seafood, and the Italian. All of them have what I call a appetizer bar. You will find some crackers, cold cuts, cheese, pasta salad, fruits, and other items. Yes, everything gets repetitive, but they do have everything that I need here. During my stay, the food was pretty good, from breakfast, lunch, and the a la carte restaurants, even though that everything is pretty much repetitive. I had really good service. There is a pretty good option for drinks. Despite having a lot of weeds at the beach, you will find a white sandy beach here. Coming to this resort, I kind of knew what I was getting into. I was looking for a quiet destination, and I found it here. Besides being a low season, I don't know why this resort is low occupied, while others are at least at half capacity. In my opinion, this is a great location, but for sure this is not for everyone. This concludes my stay at the Valentin Cayo Cruz. If you have any questions or just want to leave a comment, don't hesitate to do so below. Also in the description below, there is a list of resorts that you will find on this channel. I am currently looking to book at another trip in a few weeks from now, so more videos for 2025. If you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe, click on the notification bell, and I will see you very soon. Ciao.